from the floor. Terry, of course, coming off the bench for the 34th time in 41 games this year. Williams coming off the bench at every game he's played in this year. And is off the bench today. As a matter of fact, he's come off the bench in every game he's played in the NBA, appearing in his 211th contest today. So the third quarter starts. We'll see if Dallas carries the momentum of an 8-0 run to end the first half. Josh Howard committing the foul. Trying to come up off the screen. Runs into the defender. And the foul on Howard is his second of the game, as he returns from a 4-game absence due to a sprained left wrist.
Hasn't played very well here this afternoon so far, but that's not to say he's not going to have a good second half.
3 of 10, 10 points, 6 rebounds for Howard. Iguodala spins away from Howard. Out to Willie Green. Long rebound. And the foul is on Kidd. No, beg your pardon, it's on Eric Dampier. Not on Kidd going over the back of Iguodala. They say it's Dampier who apparently grabbed his jersey.
Tell you what, Kidd thought it was on him, the way he looked at the official.
And the fellas in blue on the floor were not the least bit happy about that call. There was a palpable sense of disgust over that call.
You noticed that?
Ball out of bounds with 19 on the shot clock. Green over Antoine Wright. And that's out off Dallas. They can't control the defensive rebound.
This kid working hard inside, though, trying to get a defensive rebound against guys quite a bit bigger than he is.
Kid has 5 rebounds today. Second on the team behind Howard, 6. On the move along the arc, it's Miller. The handoff to Willie Green. Trying to take Wright off the dribble and finally gets one to go. Green had already taken a couple of shots here in the third quarter. He missed his first 5 attempts. That's his first basket. Phillies lead is 6. Dirk against Thaddeus Young. Nowitzki over Young. Long rebound to Iguodala. What a tough afternoon for Dirk. 1 of 11. Willie Green badly missing. Kidd eludes Andre Miller, barely. Howard swings to Antoine Wright. 1-3 ball is good.
Very good decision on Howard's part when he got the ball free throw line extended. He had a look, but no question that Wright had a better look and Howard gave it up.
Wright had 11 against Utah the other night. He's got 5 today. 10 on the shot clock. It's Miller. D'Alembert turned his head, but still able to make the catch after the bobble, and he ends up hitting the jumper.
He made the catch because the ball hit him right in the chest.
He pretty much didn't have a choice but to make it. Dampier rolling to the basket. Fouled, and will go to the line with 9:44 to go in the third. Just saw the graphic come up on the screen about the shooting percentage for Philly, hitting nearly 46% today. Keep in mind that over the course of the last 8 games, 7 of which are victories, they've shot at least 46% from the floor in all 8 of those games. They've averaged 104 points in that stretch. And in 6 of those games, they've shot at least 50% from three-point or from the floor. And when you look at the win streak, it's very, very impressive. They beat Houston by 8. Milwaukee and Charlotte go down. Then Atlanta by 15, Portland by 21, and the Spurs by 22. Beating good teams, Bob, and in several cases, beating them handily.
It's just amazing how well they have played recently. And here this afternoon, I mean, the Mavericks right there. 3 back.
Dampier getting the free throws, his first of the game. Made them both. He's on the scoreboard now. Iguodala with Howard guarding. And it is D'Alembert going after the rebound, and they call another foul on Dampier. That's his second.
I think the Mavericks have got to run some plays for Dirk at the other end of the floor and get him some shots. And if the play doesn't work initially, Dirk gives it up. Go right back to him and get him involved. He's got to get it going here.
Young banks it home after Dirk flew out at him on the closeout.
Young's left-handed. You've got to play that left hand. You let him go that way, he gets very comfortable.
Driving Howard. His scoop shot is missed. Allen there with the rebound as the Sixers have the ball on a 5-point lead. 3 minutes deep into the third quarter. Teeing up a three, Iguodala. Swishes it home, timeout Dallas. A full with 8:56 remaining in the third quarter. Sixers have hit 6 3-pointers today. Shooting 50% over the last 6 on threes. They lead it by 8. Grab Life by the Horns feature brought to you by Dodge. Jason Kidd's line from Saturday night's game with the Utah Jazz is 8th double-double of the season. Big Kid has 3 points, 6 boards, only 1 assist.
Let's see if this ball goes to Dirk coming out of that timeout.
They're trying to get it to him, and they do from Dampier. They run a double at Nowitzki. Touch pass by Kidd. Gets it back, hits a three. The Mavs just keep hanging around today.
Well, that's good. You hang around on the road for the last 2-3 minutes, then step out and win it.
Third three of the day. Kidd has 2 of the 3. Terry's got 1 also. Iguodala over Josh Howard. A rebound for Dirk. And keep in mind that Dallas is down by 5 points on an afternoon when Dirk is 1 of 11. Here he drives and draws a foul. He'll go to the free throw line with 8:12 remaining in the third quarter. Willie Green's second foul. And we have mentioned it on numerous occasions that if the shot is not falling, and obviously it's not when you're 1 of 11, something to try to get that going is going to the basket. And that's what Dirk does, draws a foul on the foul line, where he is 5 of 5 today.
And you watch, you never know. We've seen this happen before, where a guy with the capabilities that Dirk has gets to the line, hits a couple of free throws, and then he ends up getting, 5, 6, 7 baskets.
Remember, he had 31 against Philly on January 2nd in that comeback win. Philly's led by as many as 12 today. Their biggest lead in that game, where Dallas came back and won it 96-86. 12-point lead. The Mavericks have not been in front. Down by 3. Iguodala drives hard down the lane and gets a rim-rattling dunk. Wow.
When he turned the corner, I really had a feeling that that's where he was going to go, because it looked like he was gathering himself and the ball for something big, and he did.
Tremendous explosiveness. Iguodala hammers it home. The lead is 5. Nowitzki barely catching iron on the jumper. He's missed 8 straight. Miller gets it back from Dallin there. Makes a nice move underneath and got the bounce. Miller averages 16 a game. He has 10 today. He had 27 against the Knicks on Saturday. Young checking Dirk. Now the double. The rebound for Dallas there. Mavs have out-rebounded the opponent in the last 3 games, but trail 25-23 on the glass today. Shot clock at 8. Miller. Seven-point Philly lead. It will bring it back out to the perimeter. Now 3 for 3. Kidd hits another one.
And defending his drive, Miller is doing a good job defending his drive, but not closing on Kidd as it relates to the 3-point shot. So Kidd is getting some pretty good looks and some time.
Iguodala corner jump shot. That's a 2-pointer, which Antoine Wright rebounds after Iguodala misses. Howard back on the lineup today after missing the last 4. Kidd again for 3. And he's got a hot streak going now from the outside. knocking down one from the right wing after hitting a couple from the left side of the floor. Makes it a 1-point game. Kidd has a dozen. The leading scorer amongst the starters. Thaddeus Young, shot clock getting late. Makes a move into the paint. Comes up short. Kidd the rebound. The Mavericks shoot for the lead for the first time today. Antoine Wright loses the ball. And the Mavericks lose an opportunity for a fast break, but they will get it back as Kidd runs it down.
Yeah, that was Kidd making that play.
Deflected to Howard. Wright stripped on the drive. Bounces out to Howard. Frenetic action as Howard drives down the baseline. The pass to Wright. Then Kidd to Dirk. In the lane. Dirk is blocked by D'Alembert. The Sixers on the run out after Dallas failed to take the lead. And it is a travel on Thaddeus Young, and the Mavericks get the ball back with 4:55 to go in the third.
Things got a little exciting. It's amazing what happens when players play with energy, get up and down the floor.
Now here's Dirk on the drive and fouled, and here's the opportunity for Dallas to go in front for the first time today with 4:51 left in the third quarter. Foul on Thaddeus Young. You've got Lou Williams going in the game for Philly. You've got Ryan Hollins about to come in for Dallas. Hollins played in the first half, about 5 minutes, and scored on a dunk. Dirk ties it. Here's Hollins.
Looks like Hollins is going to be that backup 5, and Bass is going to stay at that backup 4 behind Dirk. Now, I'm sure that Bass will still play some 5, depending upon the matchup.
Sure. The game situation, do you want a more offensive-oriented player? And the matchup. Who's the other team's 5? What sort of damage can the opposition do inside?
All those questions have to be asked and answered.
For the first time today, Dallas leads the game. Over 2.5 quarters before the Mavs get out in front. And Tony DeLeo and the 76ers want a timeout to talk things over. 4:51 to go, third quarter. Mavericks in front by 1. In the late 1970s, and recently Casey had an opportunity to share with us his experiences with Adolph Rupp.
He never talked about basketball, just a congenial gentleman. We talked about cattle. He talked about cattle farmers down in my county, my part of the state, showed his prize cattle he had, but very, again, opposite of what he's portrayed in the movies, which I'm sure a lot of them, you know, those stereotypes, you know, were true, but had changed with the times.
Comments from Mavericks assistant coach Dwayne Casey.
And he is a quality man, Dwayne Casey is. Outstanding basketball coach and a really good guy, and some meaningful comments. I mean,
yes.
Stop and think about that.
From Morganfield, Kentucky, played collegiately at Kentucky, won an NCAA championship in 1978. Jason Kidd the rebound. D'Alembert missed the hook shot coming out of the timeout. As you see, an 8-0 Maverick run fueled by a couple of Kidd three-pointers. And now off the dribble, he buries a 2.
He's having a nice second half. Jason Kidd, Dirk Nowitzki, and Josh Howard are 4 for 25. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
11 points here in this third quarter for Jason Kidd. He is sizzling. That's his first 2-point basket of the game. He's got 4 threes. The bounce pass to Miller. Travel.
And he knew he did. He agreed with the call.
That doesn't happen very often. A player agreed with a call going against him.
In the NBA.
I live to see it. D'Alembert going out of the game. And the rookie from Florida, Maurice Spates. He's subbed in. Screen by Ryan Hollins. Kidd to Terry, who subbed in at the timeout. Dirk over Thaddeus Young. Oh, finally gets one to go after Nowitzki had missed, I believe, 9 in a row. He is now 2 of 15 for the floor. The Mavericks have a 12-0 run and a 5-point lead. What a turnaround in the third quarter.
And you and I were talking about that at halftime, how close the Mavericks were and the fact that they had not played well. Sometimes that tells you how good you are. I mean, you don't play well and you're still in the game. But sooner or later, you got to step out there in a game like that and get the W.
They're stepping out now. Terry defending Lou Williams, and another miss. And it is Kidd gathering in the rebound. Philly shooting 44% for the game. Dallas shooting 45%. To the floor, Andre Miller. No whistle. Three-pointer, Antoine Wright. Offside, Lou Williams with the rebound. Dirk knocks it away and gets it back. Nowitzki to the basket and is fouled with 2:59 left in the third. The steal by Dirk. The foul committed by Philadelphia. First on Lou Williams. Fourth team foul of the third quarter. This will give Dirk 10 free throw attempts for the game. So even though he shot horribly today at 2 for 15, he has gotten to the free throw line to at least give Dallas a little bit of scoring help in that regard.
And you watch, he'll still end up with 20-plus points here this afternoon before it's all said and done. And as for Kidd, you know, he usually comes out at this point in the third quarter. I'm not taking him out today. Let him go. Hot hand. Playing well unless he says, Coach, I need a break.
14 in a row scored by Dallas. The Sixers have gone 4.5 minutes without a point. It's Iguodala in the corner against Antoine Wright. Into the paint of the post-up. Missed badly on the flip-up by Spates. Kidd advances to Jason Terry. Ball out of bounds off the 76ers. And a new shot clock for the Mavs with 2.5 to go in the third. Remember, Dallas has lost 4 straight road games. Trying to rectify that at the start of this 4-game road trip. The next 6 road games for Dallas will all be against Eastern Conference teams between now and February 2nd. Back to Dirk from Kidd. A rebound for Lou Williams. Miller eludes Kidd. Saw Ryan Hollins close the door in the lane. Then Nowitzki got a hand on it, tipped it away. Spates scores, and the run comes to an end for Dallas at 14 straight points. Spates is 21 years old, averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds a game. And he gets his first points today. Down on the block. Dirk over Thaddeus Young, no double team. And it's Nowitzki nailing the jump shot. And you said he will end up with 20-plus points today.
He will.
Amazingly, he's at 16.
You watch.
And still well over a quarter to go.
He always finds a way to get there. Free throw line, he may not shoot it well for a period of the game, but
scored at least 20 in all but 9 games out of the 39 games he's appeared in this year. Foul on Antoine Wright for his first. 4th in the quarter on the Mavs. Reggie Evans is in for Philly. Josh Howard coming back in for Dallas, replacing Antoine Wright. Shot clock at 14 as the 76ers throw in. Miller badly missing. Philly has only scored 15 points here in the third quarter. As Kidd sees the lane open up, wow.
Kept his dribble alive. That's what happened there. He actually stopped, but he kept the dribble alive. The defense relaxed. He blew by him. Got all the way to the glass.
13 in the quarter for Kidd. Williams with an off-balance jumper. Philadelphia's leading scorer today. Williams has 16. Dirk setting the pick. Kidd gives it to Dirk. Off balance, Dirk using the glass, gets the bounce. The Mavericks with the hoop extend their lead out to 9. This is their biggest advantage. They never led in this game until 4:51 left in the third quarter.
Sooner or later, he gets it going, Dirk does.
Shot missed by Williams. Spates had a hand on it. Kidd comes away with the rebound and a 4-second differential. Kidd gets over the timeline. There's no foul to give here for Philly. Side pick and roll. Terry coming up the baseline. Off the glass. Jason Terry with a score. His first basket here in the third quarter. Lou Williams racing up the floor. On the drive. Puts up the shot. It is missed. Kidd with the rebound. And the Mavericks prevent a score by Philadelphia at the end of the third. And the Mavericks will take an 11-point lead into the fourth. Dallas scores 32 in that quarter. And they hold Philly to 17. How about that turnaround?
Excellent turnaround. Very fine third quarter.
Nowitzki in the third quarter. Look at the damage they did. 25 of Dallas's 32 points. Dirk knocked down 3 shots, made 6 free throws. Kidd with 3 3-pointers. Royale Ivey. He had a big second quarter. Knocked away by Kidd. Ivey got it back. Foul on Kidd. 21 seconds gone by here in the fourth quarter. Also on this holiday afternoon, we say hello to all the folks from the Mavericks Pavilion staff, the front office, basketball side of operations, business side of operations, who are back home watching at the Dave & Buster's in Dallas today.
But they're having a good time.
A much better time since halftime, right?
Exactly.
After that third quarter turnaround, it saw Dallas get in front by 11. Royale Ivey's got 10 off the bench. That's a new season high. Set for the first-year Sixer. Played 3 years in Atlanta, last year in Milwaukee. 9 was his previous best in a game. 9 is the lead right now for Dallas. Kidd is still on the floor. Pinched in a double team and a jump ball. Evans and Ivey were involved in the double team.
That doesn't happen to Kidd very often. It was a very good double team. And once he started to try and pivot off of that pivot foot, they would not allow him to split that trap. And when the defense does that, it creates a real problem for the man being double teamed.
Royale Ivey, Jason Kidd, jump ball. 32 seconds into the fourth quarter. They'll redo it. Kidd in his 15th year, Ivey in his 5th year. And it is Kidd slapping it to Josh Howard, but then he boots it into the backcourt. And it's been on a jump ball, as Kidd argued to the official Sean Wright. So it's Dallas ball here.
You can go any place you want to go in a situation like that. They never had possession of the ball in the front court, so you can't have an over and back.
Sean Wright tried to make the call of the over and back. But no violation. Now Dirk for 3. Lou Williams with the rebound. Williams around the Evans screen, drives, kicks, bobbled by Ivey. Iguodala into the paint, gliding to the hoop, he misses. Aggressively gets it back, misses off the glass again. Iguodala 3 of 12 today from the floor. He's got 10. Kidd putting up another 3. Bullseye! Jason Kidd does it again. Dallas's biggest lead. Kidd's 3rd highest scoring game of the season with 19 points.
Philadelphia is going to look at this game when it's over and say, where in the world did that one go? What happened? What happened was Jason Kidd got a hot hand, and then Dirk got a couple of baskets to go.
Right through the wickets on the kick-out pass to Ivey. Now he gets it back, drives, and is fouled. Maybe it's a little bit of that city of Philadelphia sports karma for this weekend. Berea going in with 10:24 to go. Jason Kidd connecting on 5 3-pointers today. Gets a ball from Terry here.
Kidd buries it. That's just made a huge difference.
He goes out of the game now as Berea subs in, as Ivey's on the free throw line, hitting the first of 2. Have you ever dreamed of sitting on the floor at a Mavs game? Text OTB Mavs fan to 777-111 to enter the On the Border Mavs Dream Ticket giveaway. Standard texting rates apply. Bass with a rebound. He just subbed in. Hollins went back to the bench. You got Barea, Terry, Howard, Bass, and Dirk. Dirk on Spates for the baseline. There's your 20. How about that? 6 rebounds to boot today for Nowitzki. Came into the game averaging almost 26 points per game. That's 5th in the league in scoring.
He'd be in the 30s if he'd hit some of those shots he missed in that first quarter when this ball game started. Because Dirk had some pretty good looks.
Yeah, he did. Foul on the floor here is called on Josh Howard. 3rd foul on Howard. 3rd team foul. Williams on the outside. On the drive against Terry. Lou Williams and Royale Ivey both have been big off the bench. They were in the 2nd quarter, and they're playing well here in the 4th quarter as Philadelphia is trying to keep this thing close. Not often you see the Mavericks bench get outscored, but it's happening today because of the work of Williams and Ivey. Howard, cross court, the pass to Barea. The penetrating pitch to Howard, badly missing. Evans had it knocked away from him by Bass, and Barea has it for Dallas. Heads-up play by Brandon Bass. Mavericks have a second chance opportunity. Can they capitalize? Evans with a steal. No, Dirk gets it back and then is fouled. Wow. Oh, and Reggie Evans is hot after that. There's an official timeout. Evans called for a foul. That's his 3rd. He was probably dangerously close to a technical, but heads to the bench as there's a timeout on the floor. Jason Kidd shot the Mavericks back into this game in the 2nd half. 5-3. Dallas up 11. Half with Dirk Nowitzki and Josh Howard really struggling in the 1st half. But Kidd's 3-point shooting and Dirk's ability to get to the line have caused a dramatic turn of events here.
You know, we kept talking about that in the 1st half, how poorly the Mavericks were playing, yet they were within 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. And we mentioned several times hanging around. Well, you saw what happened. Kidd did get it rolling and played very, very well. And then Dirk started to get some baskets, and you know, you got to remember, Philadelphia is coming into this game as hot as any team in the league. They've won 7 in a row and beat some very good teams by big margins, and we showed you that graphic earlier. And the Mavericks just had a tremendous 3rd quarter, and you know, here now they're sitting on an 11-point lead. Now they got to keep playing that way.
Sure.
Mark. They got to keep playing that way.
When you talk about the teams they've defeated in this win streak, they've beaten Houston, they've defeated Portland, San Antonio. They've won these 7 games in the win streak by an average of over 12 points per game. Andre Iguodala on the free throw line. By the way, the foul on Howard is his 4th of the game and Dallas's 4th of the quarter. Here's a win streak, Bob. Look at the quality opponents they've defeated, especially by big margins. Atlanta by 15, Portland by 21, San Antonio by 22. The last game against the Knicks, a 10-point win on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's not just the fact that they won. They won and were dominant. I mean, and they come into this game on such an important day, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and that's why we're playing this afternoon game and celebrating his life and his accomplishments. And know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yes, the inauguration of our 44th president, Barack Obama. Foul on Royale Ivey.
All of that going for Philadelphia. I mean, and now you look up on the scoreboard and the Mavericks have got a nice lead. Have they got a win yet? No, they got a long way to go in this one.
Dirk to extend the lead to 12. No, Iguodala, who just went 1 of 2 at the line, with the rebound. Mavericks got in front by 13 with their biggest lead. Down to 10. Out of the corner, Ivey missing badly. Evans on the follow. Basket, control it. And so Philly's made a bit of a push here. Seems like quite a bit of this has happened since Jason Kidd has gone to the bench.
You're right about that.
Terry for 3. Off. Ivey, the rebound. Uh-oh, Williams in transition for 3. In and out. Evans inside. Layup, no. He gets it back and will go to the line with 7:34 remaining. Evans displaying a lot of emotion and trying to get his team fired up and back into the game.
Well, not only is he firing up his team, he's getting this crowd fired up. I mean, he just, that's what he does. That's what he's always done. And as you mentioned in the first half, that's enabled him to stay in the lead. Just plain and simply because he rebounds, he's physical, and he gets after it. And then he kind of gets, players going. He gets the crowd going.
And you talk about getting the crowd going, and I'm not trying to make light out of this. But, when we got on the bus yesterday, Chuck Cooperstein, the radio voice of the Mavs, made an amusing reference to the fact that there was almost a palpable sense of sadness in the city. We landed just a few minutes, or right as the NFC Championship game was going final, and the Eagles had lost, and this crowd has been flatlined today for Philly. I mean, they've received no help whatsoever, really, from their crowd. And, a guy like Evans is trying to get them fired up here in the fourth quarter.
Well, you better believe that one of the reasons they were flatlined coming into this one was because of what happened to their Eagles.
And being a Cowboy fan, like I said, I really didn't mean to make light of it. But I didn't mind also working it in either. Jason Terry from the corner. Long rebound, Bass trying to get to it, but Lou Williams gets there. On the break to Iguodala, and he fumbled it out of bounds. They just lose an easy two. What a break for Dallas.
He was going for the dunk. Iguodala wanted to catch, he wanted to gather, and he wanted to dunk the ball. But he didn't make the catch. The pass from Williams. Oh. Now, if you're Dallas, you want to capitalize on something like that.
Yes, because if that goes, Bob, that brings the house down. There's probably going to be a Maverick timeout. Kid for three. That's capitalizing, Bobo, right there.
Okay, I agree with that one. Kid again.
No free throws, or there will be 2 free throws. No basket, I should say, for Lou Williams. He got bumped before the shot. 82-72, 6:48 to go. Philadelphia's momentum slowed down by the kid three. Now you've got Lou Williams on the line, where he's hit 76% this year.
This is the best imitation of Jason Terry by Jason Kidd I've seen all year.
Kidd has a season high in threes today with 6. He has 22 points. He also has 12 rebounds today. It's his 9th double-double of the year. It's his 6th time in double-digit rebounding. It's his 3rd time that he's gone over 20 points for a game. Williams missed the second. Philadelphia's not helping themselves at the free throw line. They're only 9 of 15 in this game. Can Dallas bring it home? On the pick and roll, Ryan Hollins going for the dunk but misses.
I love the play, though. I absolutely love the play. It was the right play. That's very, very encouraging.
Now Williams blocked by Hollins. He atones. Terry sneaking out. Howard fouled him on the outlet. To Kidd following up the play, but a foul is called. And that's only the 3rd team foul in the fourth quarter against Philadelphia. 6:16 remaining. Ryan Hollins in his first game as a Maverick. He's already had 1 big dunk. He missed a dunk, but then comes right back, Bob. That's a great sign for a young player not to be discouraged. He comes back and makes the defensive play.
That's an outstanding block, and he blocks it so that the Mavericks can get in transition. They get to shoot a couple of free throws. They didn't call it. He went into shooting motion.
Now on the pass. They say it was on the pass to Terry, or from Terry to Kidd. And so it's the 3rd team foul.
I thought he had gathered. I thought he was trying to go up.
Right side of the floor, Terry and Dirk. Cross court, Howard sneaking up the baseline, and they call an offensive foul on Josh Howard. 5th foul on Howard. 6:06 to go. Howard will come out of the game with 5 fouls. And Antoine Wright is back in.
And Miller re-enters, and he's the stabilizing influence for this Philadelphia team. Howard will sit down, Miller re-enters, and he's the guy that kind of takes care of the ball.
Today, Miller has 10 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. He does have a triple-double this season. Williams splits two defenders. He misses a dunk. Then it's Evans tipping it. Williams along the baseline with the pass outside, and that's going to deflect off Wright. Then Young, and Terry will get the score.
I think Wright intentionally tapped it to Terry. I think he was very much in control of where he wanted to go with that ball because he saw teammate Jason Terry out front.
Some wild plays this afternoon in this game against Philadelphia. Jason Terry, remember, he had a couple of big dunks in the first half. But here, after getting the loose ball, softly lays it in. It still counts as 2, though, as Dallas is back in front by 11. The Mavs on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by your Texas Ford dealers, by the Progressive Insurance Group, and by Lombardo Custom Apparel. Mavericks on the road in Philadelphia, the start of a 4-game road trip. And Philly's offense, which has been very good over the last month of the season, has run into their kryptonite again as Dallas had a good defensive performance in the game against Philly on January 2nd, holding them to 86 points. Their fewest since December 12th. And here you've got the Sixers setting on 73 with under 6 minutes to go. And the Mavericks leading by 11.
And to tag that with the fact that the Sixers are shooting 40% from the field.
And have shot at least 46% in the last 8 games. 6 of those 8 games, the Sixers shot better than 50%. Offensive rebound, Andre Miller off the missed 3 by Lewis Williams. Thaddeus Young. Cross court, off the crossover dribble, finds Miller. Miller struggles as a three-point shooter. Iguodala gets it back. Young is fouled. With 5:01 to go, call on Dirk. Nowitzki's second.
Mark, you remember what I mentioned earlier about Miller shooting threes? His mid-range game, his jump shot is flat. He shoots the mid-range jump shot pretty well. The farther he gets away from the basket, it's still flat, and consequently frequently hits the front rim, which is exactly what just happened.
This year, he is now 12 of 34 on three-pointers, which is a long shot better than he was last season,
yes,
when he played 82 games and went 3 of 34 on three-pointers. So has taken as many three-pointers in half of this season as he did all of last year, and making them with a greater degree of proficiency.
Well, you got full court pressure here a little bit.
And he had free throws by Thaddeus Young that bring him to 10 points. Under 5 to go. Ryan Hollins getting some burn here in a critical juncture of the game. On the floor with Wright, Kidd, Terry, and Dirk. Dirk against Reggie Evans. Fading baseline and on the money. 6 of 22 from the floor for 22 points. Double team on Iguodala. Out to Thaddeus Young, sidesteps the defender, drives, and earns a trip to the line again.
You know, Dirk hitting that shot last time down at the offensive end for the Mavericks goes back to what we have mentioned several times here this afternoon. Now, Dirk has not been Dirk for the full ball game, but I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get you sooner, he's going to get you later.
Yep.
And he's getting Philadelphia later right now. He has made free throws. Evans is guarding Dirk. Little shot fake, little fade, and I'll tell you what, he's just an amazing player, Dirk Nowitzki.
And remember, he's bouncing back from a very physical fourth quarter. Hurt his elbow and his ankle against Utah on Saturday night, and had a quick turnaround. Only 36 hours between games. 1 of 2 at the line for Young. The lead is 10. Double team on Dirk. Going to Ryan Hollins on the pass in the lane, knocked out by the Sixers. By the way, a moment ago, Hollins picked up his 5th foul of the game. Timeout Dallas with 4:05 left. Mavericks have the ball with 5 on the shot clock when we return. Dallas on the road leads by 10. Barack Obama as our 44th president.
You know, a lot of times you read back in the history books about the civil rights movements or different events that have occurred that affect us as a people, and you read about it and it's like, wow. But now to be a part of it, you know, that just means a lot. You're going to take that newspaper from that morning. You're going to remember where you were in that certain point in time, and you'll cherish it forever. And this is something your grandkids and your kids will look back on as a shining moment in history.
Certainly been proud to be a part of this broadcast on the holiday honoring Dr. Martin Luther King. Mavs and Sixers in Philadelphia at Wachovia Center. Jason Terry out of the timeout with 5 on the shot clock. Had to squeeze off the shot quickly and misses. And we're under 4 minutes to play. Ryan Hollins still on the floor here. Playing with 5 fouls. Got caught up in the air on the pump fake, but Miller misses. Evans, though, gets the follow.
Yeah, he just battles inside. He's kind of comes to rebounding. He's just relentless in there. He knows that that's his deal.
Minutes will probably go down with Elton Brand due to come back this weekend. There was a chance he might have played today, but after missing the last month with a shoulder injury, he won't come back until next week as Antoine Wright catches the pass, gets the reverse layup, and Jason Terry with a move just like Jason Kidd, as you referred to earlier.
He does. He's learned that. Jason Terry has never done that before, that kind of stuff. He's having the best year he's had in the pros.
Peeled back and was able to steal the outlet. Now the lob, Hollins dunks it. The newest Maverick. Welcome to Dallas. Ryan Hollins puts the Mavericks up by 12.
Wow. Holy cow.
Can we see more of that?
Never carried like that, wouldn't it?
2:44 to go. 3-ball good. Lewis Williams. So the lead drops back down into single digits.
Mavericks still need to be aggressive, Mark. Don't get too late in that shot clock. So if you have to take forced shots or tough shots.
Kidd, the driving kick. Terry for 3. Oh, a dagger 3. Terry has hit so many of those this season, including Saturday night.
Didn't we start our show that way today?
We did. Indeed. Kidd deflects it. Miller spins and loses it out of bounds. But it's a foul on Jason Terry that with 2:05 to go will put the Sixers on the free throw line.
Andre Miller will go to the line to shoot 2.
Miller with 10 points today. Well, as Dallas has been holding off Philadelphia here in the fourth quarter, one of the big baskets a moment ago before Hollins' alley-oop dunk was by Antoine Wright on the reverse layup. And in our Geico quote of the game, Mavericks head coach Rick Carlisle saying that Wright has been very good. Both ends of the floor, he gives us something that is tangible. He's making his 8th consecutive start. And in this game, he's got 7 points, a couple of assists, played some good defense.
I believe he's locked up that starting 2-guard position with Jason Kidd.
Kidd sprints it into the front court. 10-point game after the foul shots. Dirk against Reggie Evans. Loses the ball. Here's Evans dropping it off for Williams. Evans gets another offensive rebound. Iguodala dunks. And with 1:40 to go, Rick Carlisle wants a timeout.
It's a very good call. Good call by Coach Carlisle. Perfect time for that timeout.
Yeah, don't go away on this thing just yet. Philly gets to within 8 with the score. 1:40 to play. It's by 8.
Well, Jason Kidd was just outstanding in the third quarter. This thing's not over yet. But Dirk Nowitzki struggled in the first half, struggled early in the third period, then got it going. How about that guy? Ryan Hollins, off of the bench, just acquired in that trade with Charlotte, has been outstanding. There's the guy that's led the way.
22 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. This game summary was brought to you by Nissan. Get in the game, get in a Titan. 1:40 to go. Maverick ball. And Hollins is still in the game. Matt Carroll played some of the first half. We have not seen him here in the second half. Kidd. The pass to Terry. Dirk bobbles it. Loose on the floor. It's out of bounds off Reggie Evans. Evans has hustled and played some good defense and really worked hard on the offensive glass here in the fourth quarter.
And been a little emotional today, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Very emotional. Kidd with 6 to shoot. Off the dribble, misses. And Iguodala with the rebound. He slows it up and shoots a 3. Makes it a 5-point game with 1:12 to go.
He just made a tough shot there. Backing up.
That alley-oop dunk by Hollins had put Dallas in front by 12. Now it's down to 5 with just less than a minute to go and an offensive foul. Dirk pushed Reggie Evans.
You know, Evans baited him into that. He had been bumping him, reached out and grabbed him. Dirk threw his arm away one time, and then Dirk did push him. I also think Evans did a lot to sell that call because he's a big, strong guy.
22nd timeout by Philadelphia.
He went down like a milk bottle, you know, the old State Fair thing where you knock those milk bottles down.
Absolutely. I thought I needed to scream timber. And the left forearm into the chest.
And Evans did a good job selling that. There was a foul. I'm not trying to say it wasn't a foul, but they were making a lot of contact before that.
Aaron's next telecast of Mavericks basketball on Fox Sports Southwest Wednesday at 7. Michael Redd and Richard Jefferson, the two biggest names on the Milwaukee Bucks. Redd averaging nearly 22 points per game this year. A full shot clock. Philadelphia advances into the front court. 57 seconds to go. An offensive foul on Dirk, giving the Sixers the ball back. Iguodala hit a 3 a moment ago. Williams steps back for a 3 that makes it a 2-point game. 49.8 to go when he hit it. Timeout-wise, the Mavericks have 2 20s. The Sixers have 1 and a 20. 93-91 Dallas. Terry on the perimeter. A screen by Dirk. Long bounce pass to Kidd. To the corner, right for 3. Comes up short. Tipped out of bounds almost, but Miller comes away with it. No timeout. Dallas leads by 2. They were once up by 12 just a couple of minutes ago. 12 seconds to go. No foul to give. Iguodala on the drive for the tie. It's good with 8.5 seconds remaining. $18 points for Andre Iguodala, and the 76ers have scored 12 consecutive points in less than 2 minutes to tie the game at 93.
That's why you really have to understand that, you know, and we mentioned it several times, this thing's not over, but the Mavericks, great third quarter, have taken that 12 or 13-point lead. Their biggest lead was what?
13.
13. And you just have to keep playing, and you can't get too protective down the stretch in the last 2.5 minutes to where you're getting those shots late in the shot clock. You want to still be aggressive, still do the things that you were doing that enabled you to get that lead. But the good news is it's tied. The Mavericks have plenty of time to get a good shot. The most important thing that can happen here is, as you know, Mark, the inbounds pass. Make sure that the pass inbounds is the right pass. If you're the receiver, make sure you're meeting the pass. The foul to give situation will be interesting. Will they commit it on the ball, or will they commit it away from the ball?
Well, they can't do that now inside of the last 2 minutes.
Not in the fourth quarter. They can do that in the first, second, and third quarters. Rick Carlisle had a good look at where everybody was defensively, and he may change the play that he had called right now. He certainly has an opportunity to do that.
And this is Philly's timeout. The Mavericks took a 20, then the 76ers have countered with a 20. Philly still has a full timeout, and as you saw on the screen, the 76ers do have a foul to give.
Well, they're going to use that. You can bet on that. I mean, they'd like to run some time off the clock. That's what they'd like to do.
Philadelphia in the 7-game winning streak has not really had a close game. The last loss was on a Tony Parker buzzer beater in San Antonio. Since then, 7 straight wins by an average of 12 a game. Throw into Kidd. Defended by Iguodala. To Dirk. A double team on Dirk. And there is a foul as Jason Terry got knocked to the floor, and he's clutching his right knee. Although now he comes up off the floor with 4.3 to go. They had that foul to give. And now the Mavericks use their last time out, a 20, with 4.3 remaining, which is still gobs of time compared to many late game situations in this league.
You know, that's the situation that you're in right now, where you might want Carroll in the game because of a shooter. There's not a lot you can do in 4.3. You want to get it in, but you want your best shooters on the floor right now. You certainly want a Kidd out there because of the way he's played today, and of course his ability to pass that ball. But you don't have time for anything other than one pass, and it may be a catch and shoot anyway. But you know, on this celebratory day, it's early, so if it's overtime, it's overtime, huh?
Absolutely.
Nobody cares about that.
Hoping to win it though in regulation, the Mavericks will take the ball out of bounds. Jason Kidd on the right sideline.
Very anxious to see this play and what it is Rick Carlisle does to get the shot.
4.3. Kidd got it into Dirk. Defended by Reggie Evans. Nowitzki spins away for the top of the key for the win. It's going to buzzer. Dallas has won it, surviving, giving up the last 12 points of the game. They win it on Dirk's hoop.
The guy's amazing. He's separated from the defender extremely well. Created some room. They're going to check the time. See if they put time back on the clock. That's what they're looking at right now.
The winning streak is over. The Mavericks start the road trip with a win, 95-93. It is being reviewed by the crew of Dick Bavetta, Sean Wright, and Rodney Mott.
The basket's definitely good. They're looking at whether or not they put any time back on the clock.
Let's watch it. Dirk defended by Reggie Evans, Bob.
Watch, he separates. He went one way and came the other way. That enabled him to separate.
And that goes in right at 0-0.
But it was out of his hands well before the 0-0.
Yep. Dirk Nowitzki with the win. 24 points on the day. The shot over Reggie Evans. And
easy.
The hugs and the mob scene. Well, it was a physical fourth quarter for him Saturday night and a physical end of the game for him today in Philadelphia.
Don't beat him up like that. Goodness gracious. You know, it's all those high fives and those chest bumps and those hip bumps sometimes. I'm going to tell those players, cut that stuff out. Somebody's going to get hurt. We didn't plan on doing this, but he's walking by. What do you do with that Jason Terry imitation in the second half?
I don't know. It just got into me. He kept passing me the ball, but he's been telling me to shoot all season, so I'm just got lucky today.
Great job.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
All right, the road trip starts off with a win, even a.
Was that how you drew it up?
Not exactly, but we did need a win, and we played, you know, an extremely good second half. You know, the first half, the first quarter we couldn't shoot. The second quarter we couldn't keep from turning it over, and we really just felt if we threw one really good quarter together, we'd get ourselves on track, and we did in the third, you know, and got the lead, and you know, played well from in front, and then, you know, down the stretch of games, you know, NBA teams make runs, and I give our guys credit for just kind of holding it together, and you know, Dirk hit a huge shot for us, so, you know, we live to fight another day.
Third quarter, we kind of turned it around now. What the guys going in terms of turning this game around?
Well, you know, defensively we became more active. Our rebounding got better when we got stops, and then you know, Kidd was sensational tonight. You know, both from a playmaking and shot making standpoint. His decisions and work in the high pick and roll with Dirk, you know, were the difference. You know, we got a lot out of that, and a lot of residual things happen to get other guys involved. So, hey, it's a lot of people want to write us off, but we got a bunch of guys that are hanging in and sticking together, and we'll move on and get ready to fight the next one.
When you get a game like this on the road, especially against Philadelphia that's played well of late, what's it new for a team that is as you say, a lot of people have written off?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, when you say that, what does it do for you guys now in terms of momentum, in terms of morale, in terms of
Well, we lost a few, now we've won 2 in a row, so we have positive momentum, and we just gotta stay with it. It's as simple as that. Milwaukee's an improved team. All the teams in this trip are playoff teams in the East, so I think that pretty much says it.
So it was definitely a good feeling, especially since never really had a good rhythm all game long. After a good game against Utah, where I shot the ball really well, I never really got off to a good rhythm. You got to give them credit; they really played some solid defense on me and missed a lot of shots. So definitely happy that. That last shot went in, but we feel like it shouldn't have gotten to that point. I think with 90 seconds left, we were still up 10. Turned the ball over some, and they made some great threes to get back in the game. But we're a veteran team, and it shouldn't have come down to the last game winning shot.
What's your level of confidence when you're taking a shot like that?
Well, I'm a shooter, so no matter what my percentage is, I'm going to keep shooting because, I got the confidence that the ball is going in. And actually, in the second half, all the shots I took actually felt a lot better in the first half. Maybe I was so stiff. I'm not a kind of guy that likes the early games. We all know that. So, but in the second half, actually, my shot felt a lot better and still missed some that I felt like I should have made. But just stuck with it. Stay confident. The team always tells me if I miss 10 in a row, they always tell shoot the 11th. That's what you do. That's what you've been doing for the last 10 years for this franchise. So had a good look there at the end. Evans really pushed up on me and made a move and hit him with a little spin move, and he caught. He went for it, and I was able to get a clean look.
There's Dirk Nowitzki describing his game winner. Rowe, you were a shooter. You hit a bunch of those game winners. It's just one of the, you have to just keep, you got to have confidence.